Well guys, in the last video, we ripped the heart out of this thing and tore down the engine to see what was going on. And despite having a blast with this thing in the yard, I mean, it actually ran pretty damn good. We discovered it had one foot in the casket and the other on a banana peel. It was really just about ready to explode. The clutch was hanging on by a thread, man. So we are going to get to tearing down the rest of this machine, but before we do that, I want to get the engine cases all set. So check it out, I've got them all cleaned up. So here they are. They actually look pretty decent. If you saw them before, I mean, they were just really, really cruddy. There was like sludge and stuff on it. You know, I think oil had run down the front of this engine and underneath. And when oil gets on an engine and then it goes through dirt and stuff, it just gets super cruddy and dirty. In here, it's still pretty nasty. You can see the inside pretty much looks the same. It was pretty clean in there. Show you the other side of this one. I mean, they came out nice. So what I did is I ran them through the parts washer. I love this thing by Bike Master. It's plastic, so it doesn't rust. A lot of parts washers, like from Harbor Freight and stuff, they're metal, and the paint always wears off and they start rusting and stuff. This one is really nice because it's plastic, it's small, it's compact. I keep it on the shelf because I don't really use it that often, but you can kind of pull it out, throw it down anywhere, really. And I put diesel in this. You could do kerosene too, it doesn't matter. Diesel is just usually a little bit cheaper. I do 50% kerosene or diesel and then 50% mineral spirits, and that's a really good parts washing solution. The reason that I use that is because it leaves like a little oily film on the components. So when you're doing stuff like all of this stuff, the gears and whatnot, these are all clean. When you're doing it, you can actually see a little bit of the fluid right there. But when you're doing stuff like this, you don't actually want to use soap and water. I mean, you could, but you want to dry it off immediately because this stuff can rust. So that's the perfect component to use. At least I like using it because, like I said, it leaves that little film and it's very good at cleaning grease and stuff like that. Everything else cleaned up really nice. I'm going to save this cylinder for now. This is the one that came off. We have that new one that came in from Zoom Performance and Top Notch Parts. But this one, I want to hang on to this because the probability of this quad, the top end exploding when we do top quad, is pretty high. So we'll have a backup with this one. So we'll just hang on to that until the series is over. We've got our stator cleaned up over here. Here's our crank. I actually decided to get a new crank. This one, you know, it might make it. I'm trying to wiggle it right now, and it feels like there's the tiniest bit of play. I really can't tell, but one thing's for sure is that the bottom end was never torn apart. So that's an original crank, and it'd be a good idea to replace it. So I called up Power Sports Nation, and they're sending me a completely rebuilt crank. It is trued and ready to rock and roll, so we'll be good to go. We won't even have to worry about it. Now we're going to be sending these cases out to Moto Blast. They are going to be vapor blasted and they will look brand spanking new when they come back. But before we do that, there's a little bit more work that we have to do. We have to pull these seals out, pull our bearings out, and our dowels, and I want to get the studs out. Now luckily, the center dowels actually pulled right out. That is incredible, probably because this has never been pulled apart before. So a Yamaha technician put this together. Somebody who probably knew what they were doing. They put a little bit of anti-seize on them, and they came out with my fingers. That never happens. Here's our clutch cover. Came out very nice. I pulled the block off, the oil injection block. That pulls right off, and there's a plate that we're going to put right over top of that from Vito's. It's a block off kit, and this is kind of cool. If you look here, that's for a water pump. So there's a rubber. This is a rubber plug here, and there's another rubber plug right there. I think this is for an IT200 motorcycle, which is liquid cooled. I could be wrong. Somebody in the comments section below will probably know what I'm talking about. There's passages right there and another one right there for an actual water cooling system. Now something I wanted to point out with this cover, because this will be, I'm sending this to Moto Blast to get blasted. The sight glass, the little window for your oil, that can stay in there. He will mask that off. That's no problem at all. But the seals and stuff, they do have to come out, so I already yanked them out of this case. This one is good to go. There was also a seal in there for the oil pump, and I removed that one. Okay, so let's get to work and pull our seals and bearings out. We'll start with the seals. I wanted to point this out though. Look at this seal. It's all bubbled up. That thing definitely saw some heat. And then if you look at the other crank seal, you remember this one was all totally just destroyed. Now that everything is removed, you can really see the crank must have got super hot at some point in time. I mean, these seals are just trashed, man. It's time to be replaced. All right, we'll get this seal from the other side, we'll punch it through. Use a socket. I'm just gonna punch that out of there. Pew. Wasted, man. Wasted. Not sure why, but I find it satisfying removing old seals. Oh man, that one's tight. Woo! No idea where that went. Let's see if this one comes out easy. Man, this thing is just shot out, dude. I think it might be easier to smash out this crank bearing and then come from the other side and see if we can punch the seal out. Now we're replacing these crank bearings, so it's okay that we were tapping against that inner race. These don't feel terrible. I imagine these have to be the original crank bearings if the cases were never split. They really don't feel bad. Ooh, yes. Get rid of these crappy crank seals. There we go. That thing was stuck, man. There is like, whew, look at that crud. No wonder it wasn't coming out. This is definitely reusable though. This is a good seal right here. I would say these two right here, and shit. I mean, I'll even throw the crank bearing in. I was thinking like $289.59. Buy it now. I'll have that in my eBay store. All right, let's gently tap these other bearings through. Ooh. Now we've got a couple bearings in here that we can't tap through, so we're gonna have to use the blind bearing puller. And first thing we need to do though is secure the case. I've also got one up here too for the clutch actuator. But we need to secure this case so it's not flying around. All right, we're gonna put this between some blocks of wood in an effort to not be destructive, because I can be destructive. Ooh, that was the wood cracking. I hope so. All right, now how this works is you've got these expanders. When you thread in, you can see they start opening up like that. And what you want to do is you want to find the biggest one that'll fit. This one is just a little bit too big for both of these. So we're gonna have to go to this next smallest one, and that'll go in there. We'll expand it, and then we're gonna, a slide hammer will attach to it. We're gonna make sure this is good and expanded so that it's got a good grip on that inner lip. Now before I attach my hammer, I'm gonna take my torch and just heat up the case a little bit. Hopefully this will help it come out. Those ones where I'm tapping it through, you know, when you can get it from the other side, we're usually okay. But these, I don't like yanking on that inner lip, super tough. So the easiest that we can make it, the easiest we'll make it. And we'll put this slide hammer on, and hopefully, oh, didn't have enough of a bite, but it looks like it moved. That's good. All right, here we go. Let's give this other one a shot. Now this one has a much tighter feel because of the type of bearing. So I think this one will come out a little bit easier. Damn. Not doing too good here. Now come on now, I know you would have come out of there. Oh, bastard. Jesus Christ. Whew. It is really in there. I'm gonna reposition this so that it's not as high. We can bring it down a little bit lower because we have all this leverage pulling at the top. I didn't think these were going to be this stubborn.
Man, I can't believe this.
Well, we're struggling here. So what I'm going to do is put this whole thing in the oven. And sometimes that frees them up so much that you don't even need the tool. The bearings will just fall out. So let me see, since we have this all chucked up, if I can get these studs out. Now, this is another one of those items that doesn't have to come out to get it vapor blasted, but I want to get these coated in zinc coating, otherwise the tips will rust. Got that one. And we got that one. All right, at least that was easy. All right, well that's heating up. We'll see if we can get these studs out. Now these ones might be a problem because they have the dowels on there. Let's see what happens here. All right, we're good to go. If we get one of them, I'm sure the other one. I am going to try to get these dowels out because I'd like to surface this underneath. And with the dowels in there, we're not going to be able to. So I'm going to use the drill bit method. Just find a drill bit with the outer diameter the same as the inside of the dowel so it doesn't crush. There is a tool made by Motion Pro that you guys have recommended, and I've seen it in action. I have to get one of those. For now, though, we'll go with the old school method. All right, it's moving. We got it. Once it's spinning, we're good. I always say this when doing this method. You want to be careful. You don't want to be over top like this because when that thing comes out, the drill bit will get you right in the eye. So just be mindful of that. That one came right out. Phew. Finally. Man. All right, now that our dowels are out, this case should be nice and hot. Sometimes they fall right out. Not this time though. Let's see if we can get these bearings out. I don't know, man. That's really in there. Dude, this is ridiculous. The bearing's shot now, too. Honestly, I think this puller head is wasted. I think it's just rounded out from overuse. I don't know if I could sharpen that. This probably needs to be replaced. God damn it.
2 hours later.
All right, guys, I gave up. I went out, I ran to Harbor Freight and got a new set of blind bearing puller because I think this old one was just junk, this old set. If you look at it, like the craftsmanship looks kind of janky. It's also, I noticed, split into 3s. All of them are too, not just this one. And on this kit, it's split into 4. And I think that makes for a better fitment. And I also noticed how much beefier it is. Look at the size difference. So this fits into the bearing much better than the other one. So let's pop it in there and see if we have better results. Ooh, yes, already liking it better. This one doesn't need to be cranked all the way open to catch that inner lip. This is much better fitment. You can also get much bigger wrenches on it. Oh my God, that's super tight. It might be too tight, that's what she said. It's pretty cold out. Right now, it's 7 degrees outside. Probably no matter where you are in the US, you're getting affected by this cold front. And even with the heater on in the garage, it's still pretty cold out here. But the metal is like super cold. So this should help out. All right, we got to get these tonight, man. This is the last thing I'm doing before I go to bed. Yeah! You bastard. Look at that. We got it, man. Hell yeah. We got it. 2 more to go. Oh shit, am I excited. Dude, I'll tell you what, just having the right tools makes such a big difference. It is well worth it. This isn't even an expensive tool. I got this at Harbor Freight. I think it was 70 bucks for the whole kit, and it was 10% off. So 66 bucks out the door. Not bad, and like it's not even like a snap-on or something like that, but it's still so much better than that junky one that I had. That was like an Amazon tool. I don't know what I paid for that. It probably wasn't very much money, but yeah, spend your money on your tools, and it just makes your life so much easier. Here's that bearing, and I figure it's still usable. There's only one pin missing. Definitely for sale. See how it fits in this other bearing. Wow. It snaps in. It's like perfect fitment. Wow. I mean, this, like, it's like unbelievable. The night and day difference, how much better this tool is than the other one. Wow. In all fairness to that other tool, I mean, these bearings really are super stuck in there. Yeah! Gotcha, bitch! Woo! Look at that bastard. Smoking! All right, and we've got one more. This, the clutch actuation bearing right here. Now this is one that James from Moto Blast told me to send your cases in and get them blasted. If you can't get this bearing out, it's okay. He can usually mask it off and you'll be just fine. Now, I want to replace that bearing because we're replacing all the bearings. And we just got this brand new tool, so we kind of have to use it. So hopefully this won't be too bad. I have to use the smallest attachment to get in here. And I think that this is going to just pull it right out. I don't know. Maybe not, because it's on top and water sits in there. So that causes corrosion. You know, let's just see what happens. Wow. That actually was easy. Awesome. You can see how it grips that bearing. Pretty cool tool. I will find this and link it in the description below. It might not be the same brand, but I'll make sure it's the same style, because usually these Pittsburgh ones, they come under other brands too. The Pittsburgh is like the Harbor Freight brand. See now, I don't know if you guys will be able to see in there, but we have a clear view all the way down where the clutch arm goes. That's where our repair needs to be. So I'll be able to put weld in there, and then I can come in here. It won't matter if it's cluttered up in there. I can go in either, I can probably put a bit in there, a drill bit, or a burr, and just go in and open it up. So that'll be repaired and good as new. I almost forgot on this clutch cover, I want to smooth out this rough portion here. You can see it's pretty rough, but I think with this orbital sander, it's a simple Black & Decker. Usually use this for wood. I think got a 180 disc on there. Do that, go up to a 240, and I think we can actually smooth that out pretty nice. And when it comes back from vapor blasting, hopefully it'll have blended in pretty nice. Man, you can see the gashes are pretty deep on this. I don't want to take too much off of this because I don't think these covers are very thick, but that at least blended some of them. It definitely took some of the smaller ones out, and it made the deep ones not as deep. Maybe I can clean this up just a little bit. It'll look better than it did though, that's for sure. Okay, so the cases are ready to rock and roll. They came out pretty nice. I mean, obviously you can see they've got some wear from just sitting outside. They're weathered a bit, but that will look like brand new when it comes back from Moto Blast. So these are gonna get boxed up, and I'm gonna ship them out to James at Moto Blast, and I will show you the results when they come back. Well, I think I've had my fill of working with old, dirty, dingy, crappy parts. It's time to deal with some brand new stuff. That's right, guys. On the table here, we've got some brand new parts, fresh from Rocky Mountain ATV and Vito's Performance Products. It's pretty awesome and humbling that a number of companies have jumped on board to help out with the Blaster project. We've had companies helping out with this channel for years now. Rocky Mountain has been around for a while, and without the help of these companies, really, it would be very difficult to do builds as extravagant as I do. These parts are really expensive, and to do a full build, even on a Yamaha Blaster, You know, it costs a lot of money. A lot of people can't do that. Typically, that's something that, you know, this was like a huge dream of mine when I was younger. So I hope that I can, you know, share all of this stuff with you guys. That's why I do this, because I just think this stuff is so cool. So hopefully I can share some of this excitement with you guys. And yeah, enough talking. Let's go over some of these parts. I wanted to stop to take a minute to thank you for making it this far into the video. I also wanted to stop to thank the companies and sponsors that are helping to make this Project Blaster possible. Thank you to Bonehead Performance Coatings, Kenda Tire, Rocky Mountain ATV, Hermosi Throttles, Rocket Ron Suspension, DRW Performance, Moto Blast, Zoom Zoom Parts, Power Sports Nation, and Vito's Performance Products. These are all companies that I trust, and most of them I use on a regular basis. Any applicable promo codes and links to their websites will be in the description below. If you're enjoying the video so far and looking for a way to help out, giving the video a thumbs up, leaving a comment below, or subscribing to the channel all help out a ton. Products and tools in the video are listed in the description below, and purchasing from those links does help me out a lot. I get a small kickback from that, and there's no extra cost to you. And if you're looking to support the channel even further, there is the option to join. All channel members get guaranteed responses to their YouTube comments. All right, guys, I am done talking. Let's get back to the video. All right, I think we'll start with the Rocky Mountain ATV parts, and what I'm going to do is just kind of go down the line and give you an overview. We're not going to go over each individual piece in detail, because that would just take several years. So let's just go down the line here. We've got, you know, the parts that people don't really think about. Bearings. Rocky Mountain has literally any bearing that you can think of, pretty much for any machine. Even the Kawasaki Lakota that we're doing, they've got bearings for that. So it's one of those things a lot of people overlook when they buy a machine. They're not thinking about like the loose A-arm bearings, loose steering stem bearings, swing arm bearings, stuff like that. Doesn't matter what you have. If you have a lot of performance stuff on it, if you're completely stock, bearings just go bad. All right, moving down the line. I have to be careful here, because our backing, the holding up the leaning tower here, is our Milwaukee Impact. I'm hoping that this doesn't fall over, because these disc rotors are actually pretty heavy. But yeah, we've got some wave rotors here. Oh, can I pull this out? There we go. I love these things. They're pretty affordable. You can get them from Rocky Mountain as well. All this stuff is available at Rocky Mountain. They also hooked us up with some muffler packing, so we can freshen up that FMF if it needs it. We've got an aluminum primary drive rear sprocket, so we'll be able to freshen that up. Complete gasket kit from Tusk, top end and bottom end. It's got the exhaust seal in there and everything. I love getting new gaskets when I do any kind of build, because if you're missing a gasket, it holds everything up. And we've got brand new seals, also from Tusk. We've got a Trail Tech. That we're definitely opening up. I'm extremely excited about that. We've got the oil change kit. It comes with the paper funnel, so no fuss, no muss. You just throw that paper funnel in there, fill up your engine, and then you can just toss that out. You don't even have to clean it up. Got new tie rod ends. There's 4 of them. I just put 2 of them out here, but we'll be able to freshen both of those up. Those came from Tusk as well. I'm actually pretty excited about this. This is supposed to be a super bright, super white bulb. And we'll be able to put that right in that headlight of the Blaster. I'm just really curious to see what a difference that makes, because I know a lot of times just switching out a bulb doesn't really make that much of a difference, but you know, we're talking like 20 years of technology advance since that Blaster came out, so maybe it is super bright. I don't know. And then moving down here, we've got the Tusk T10 bars. I'm really excited to run these, because if you come over here and look at these bars, I don't know that you'll be able to see that they're twisted up, but that's not really why I'm so excited to replace them. These are low. They're very low. And these ones over here, actually, great comparison. The Wildcat Banshee has the same bars on it, and you can see how high those bars are. And because this quad is so small, it's going to be a knee bumper, for sure. You know, it's really a kid's quad. So these T10 bars are going to raise it up probably about 2 inches. And I'm just excited to see how that changes the dynamics of things. We've got a new cable, new brake lever, carburetor rebuild kit, petcock rebuild kit, and I think that's about it for the Tusk parts. Like I said, there's a couple other things. I just didn't want to have like a million things out on the table. Now moving over to the Vito's parts, there's actually going to be more Vito's stuff to come, but it's going to be for the second time that we do the build. So we're going to do this stock build, and then we're going to be doing the 240 kit, and the 240 kit is going to come from Vito's Performance. So for now, we've just got this stuff, but it's going to help out. Pretty excited about all this stuff. This is a good one right here. Got a wire harness. We could crack that open, take a look at it, but the wire harness on this thing is just, it's not pretty. So something we definitely did. This is actually not from Vito's. This is Gene Fombini, Yeah, so, but it's a cool piece. We're gonna open that up in a second. We've got bushings. These are for the A-arms. Freshen up our bushings. These are the dust caps for our swing arm. These don't come with the rebuild kits, a lot of them. So, and they're expensive. They're like, I forget how much these are from Yamaha. They might even be discontinued, I forget. But they're a good piece to have, and I like to put them on when I replace the swing arm bushings. So Vito's has them. This is a rebuild kit for the rear caliper. We've got the billet gas cap. They make my favorite billet gas cap because it's really light and it's very clean looking. It's a very clean design. We've got the same one on the Voodoo Banshee. Then we've got our chain guide for the rear swing arm, directly from Vito's. And then we've got our block off kit. This is what I was talking about before. This plate right here, that will mount right up to our case right there. So we don't have to run this big ugly block. This is the block that was on there. And I guess the last person just didn't want to buy the kit. It's a very inexpensive kit and it comes with a gasket too. So if you're looking to do the block off, I would definitely get the kit from Vito's. Then we've got a performance clutch kit right here. And this is a brake light, I believe, because we don't have a brake light, man. We don't have a grab bar either. We gotta get a grab bar for this thing. But this is a reproduction tail light. It comes with a bracket and everything. All right, guys, I got a couple products pulled aside. We're gonna start off with this wire harness from Vito's. Gonna be careful not to cut one of the wires because that's something that I would do. I would do that. But I'm learning as I've been building more and more machines that a new wire harness really makes a new build just that much easier. If you guys followed the Raptor 660, the ASPCA Raptor, that was a nightmare. I don't know how many episodes it took to get the wire harness right, and then I ended up getting a Vito's wire harness for it anyway. But you get really nice connectors on here. It looks very nice. I haven't tried this out yet, so I can't vouch for it, but I have used the Raptor 660 harness, which is much more complex than the Blaster, and it worked out great. All these connectors look like they're pretty nice. Seems very comparable to OEM. So there is your Vito's wire harness. All right, let's just continue with more Vito's performance. And I will have all these things linked in the description below if you guys are interested in purchasing this stuff. My Rocky Mountain links, if you guys are looking for a way to help out the channel, if you use those links, it does help me out and it doesn't cost you any extra. So I do appreciate anybody that uses my link. This is our tail light. This is not OEM. This is a replica. It's got the metal bracket, comes with the rubber bushings, and it's fairly inexpensive. I don't even know if this is available from Yamaha still, but this is a really nice reproduction. I've used their reproduction tail light for the Banshee, and it was really nice. So really no frills here, not too much to show. It looks very nice, feels very nice, and I'm sure it's OEM quality. Just a nice alternative than buying OEM. And now from our #1 sponsor, me, the Gin Fabini. So you guys remember the clutch basket was trash. I mean, everything was trash, really, in terms of the clutch. So you're not going to believe what it costs to get this billet basket. This is a really nice billet basket. So it's like a no-name Amazon. I think that's where this came from, Amazon. It was either Amazon or eBay. I'll have it linked in the description below. Believe it or not, I've actually run these before on Banshees, and I have had no problems with them, dude. They're billet aluminum, and they're very simple. The only thing I've had with these is sometimes the fitment isn't perfect, usually in the center here, and it just needs to be, you need to get like a little sanding wheel and sand it out. But other than that, for the price, this was $80 shipped. I mean, that is, for a billet basket, that's a deal, man. So it comes with bushings, and it even comes with an Allen wrench. That's really where the value is at. And I don't know what these little bushings are here. I don't know, but we'll be able to freshen up our bushings, get a new basket on there. And I also got an inner hub and a pressure plate from the same company. They haven't come in the mail yet, but we'll have basically an entirely new clutch pack. And plus we'll have the Vito's performance clutch disc and fibers in there too. All right, last thing on the list. This is the one that I've been waiting for. It's the Trail Tech. So I have always wanted to run one of these, like literally since I was a little kid. I'll give you guys, let me show you the box. I've never ever run one of these. I've never purchased a bike that had one already installed. This is just very, very cool. Something about having your speed on a quad or a dirt bike, I just think that is so cool, dude. So this is the, which one is this? Endurance, the Endurance 2. So this is what it will include, speed basically. So it's a very simple one, but speed is the most important thing. That's really all I wanted. Oh, wow, check it out. I wonder if this has an hour meter on it. Oh, look at that. Comes with, let's ride, a Trail Tech keychain. Oh yeah, you know that's going on the Yamaha key, which I'm gonna have to get brand new because Squad didn't come with a key. Look at that, man. This is pretty small. This you can put this on your bar pad. Feels mildly heavy, like quality heavy. Oh, dude, very cool. Distance, DST, distance 2. Ooh, it's got max speed. Very cool. I'm gonna have to figure out how to use that, but this looks very simple. It's battery operated, so this will work on the blaster with no battery. And then it looks like we've got some mounting hardware in here. Not sure how I'm gonna mount this thing, but that's nice. They have options for that. And then I guess this is to mount. It's got to have some kind of something that hooks up to the wheel, or I'm not really sure how it measures your speed or your RPMs. We're gonna figure that out. When I showed that I had bought this, people were asking me to show how you put this on, so I don't know how to do it right now, but I'm gonna figure it out, and I will show you guys how this gets installed, so that if you guys want to buy one, you'll be able to do it too. Very cool though, man. I'm very excited about this. Man, I don't know if you guys could tell, but I was dragging pretty good there. Went inside, had 2 sausage sandwiches, 8 ounces of steak, some mixed fried potatoes, 2 cookies, and 2 cups of water. And I feel a lot better now. Anyways, did you really think that that was it? Hell no, dude. There's more parts. I know you guys saw these plastics in my posts. We're changing the color scheme up, and the Meyer plastics came. Got a ton of plastics here, brand new in the bag. Let's rip them open. What the hell, dude? If you guys can't tell, I'm tired. I'm really tired. All right, let's rip these things open. I love getting brand new plastics. These were really the only colors available. They had black and white. So I went with black. We're gonna keep the white rear fenders. We're gonna deal with those in a second. Oh man, I love brand new plastics. They just, I don't know, man. It's just really cool. New plastics. As a kid, I could never really get new plastics. I always wanted them. I even did the plastic restoration, and which takes forever. And just when you put new plastics on something, especially a quad, it really just changes the entire. You can change the entire look with the plastics and the wheels. If you put new wheels and tires and plastics on a quad and a new seat cover, new grips, you basically got a new quad. And of course, we got the brand new hood. These are all from Rocky Mountain ATV. Compliments to those guys. Super big thank you. And I've got one more piece here. I've got a red fender here, a red nose piece. It'll be kind of cool to compare it. We've got the Meyer versus the OEM. This actually came from, technically it came from Zoom Zoom. They found this on Marketplace and purchased it and sent it to me. When I was originally doing the red color scheme, this would be perfect. So technically it was sent to me by Zoom Zoom Performance, and this actually belongs to a subscriber, so Zoom Zoom, and I ended up contacting the person on Marketplace that had this, and he's like, dude, are you the real Mike Sabo? I was like, yeah, it's really me. And he was telling me about his blaster and stuff. His name was Corbin, and he sent me a picture of his blaster with a silver hood. He had replaced the red hood with a silver hood. I don't think he has the blaster anymore, but it looks like it was a really nice machine. He sent me some pictures of it. So thank you, Corbin, and thank you, Zoom Zoom, and thank you, Rocky Mountain, for sending all these pieces. These are gonna look freaking awesome on the machine. Let me give you guys an up-close look. We can compare these two hoods here. So this is the OEM piece, and this is the Meyer over here. And you can see, pretty typical of, Meyer usually doesn't have quite as sharp of edges as OEM. OEM usually has like a little bit more sharper edges. Like you can see, this line right here is very sharp, whereas it's not quite as sharp. It's not, I wouldn't say that's like a defect of the Meyer. It's just, a little bit of a difference. You can see the OEM has the hole here. I think that's where it hooks up to the front bumper. Not 100% sure, but it looks like they don't have that on the Meyer. Just little differences. If you look underneath, you can see OEM has these little catches. I'm assuming That's for the headlight shroud. And the Meyer doesn't have those. I don't really know if those are necessary pieces. I'm assuming that they're not. It's probably why they don't have them on the Meyer. But we will find out. Now we're running a little bit behind schedule here. This is Christmas Eve. It's about 9 o'clock at night. And I really want to get a video up for you guys on Christmas. So hopefully Merry Christmas. Hopefully this is Christmas when this is released. So the original plan was to have this torn down and do the tear down in this video and everything. But in order to get this video up for Christmas in the next 12 hours or so, I think we're gonna have to push this back to the next video. And there's one more thing that I do want to do though. I got a new tool, and let me show you the tool and I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Okay, if you guys remember in the last video, I cleaned up the one rear fender, but not the other side. I had used bleach on this, and then I scrubbed it with a magic eraser, and it cleaned up pretty well. We got these kind of like mildew marks out, and looks pretty good. So you can see this fender, I did the same thing. If you look at this fender, this one's done. The other side is not. And it's nice and white, but it kind of lost the gloss. You can even see the gloss on the other fender. And I think it's because the magic eraser pads have a little bit of an abrasion to them. So when you're doing that, you're actually, I think it's like you're kind of like sanding the surface, like on a micro level. And that's what cleans them up so much. But you lose the sheen. And somebody in the comments made a really good point in the last video, and they said, that's leaving micro swirl marks. And that's rough, it's making the texture a little bit more rough, and it's gonna pick up dirt really quickly. So they recommended, as well as a number of other people, to actually wax this. To use like a cutting wax or some sort of wax with like a buffer, and actually wax the plastics, and that will make it, there's a little, I guess even finer abrasives in the wax, and like a cutting compound, so that it will make it super smooth, bring the gloss back, and the wax will protect it. That's the idea. First, let me show you how I cleaned up the mildew stuff. So also in the comments, a bunch of people recommended a solution called Tilex, which it's like a bathroom cleaning formula for tiles and stuff, and mold and mildew and stuff. Now, I have a lot of stuff around the house. I don't have that, but I had this stuff called Chloroline, and it's got bleach and stuff in it, so I wanted to try it before going out and buying Tilex, and it works really well. So I don't know if this is like a competitor of Tilex or something very similar, but it works. So I put that on there, and I'm just gonna skip ahead, but I'll let this sit for like 2 minutes or so, just so that it can kind of like eat whatever's on there. It kind of like eats into it, kills it, whatever. And then we're gonna come in with this magic eraser and scrub it off. All right, it's been about 2 minutes, so I'm gonna come in with the magic eraser, and I'm just gently scrubbing this. I'm not going like ham with it or pressing down super hard. Definitely way easier to do with the plastics attached to the quad. Like if you took the plastics off and tried to do this on the bench, I think it would kind of be a pain in the ass. You can see it dulled them up quite a bit, but they're still there. I'm gonna give it another spray and let it sit for another couple minutes. All right, it's been another couple minutes. That stuff is really stubborn. Like whatever that mildew shit is, it doesn't just come off, man. I'm doing like a nice hard line on this side. I'm gonna show you guys when I'm done. You can see the before and after though. It's crazy how scummy that stuff was. It really looked like crap. Wipe this bastard off and I'll show you the results. Wow. Whew. Are those brand new plastics? I just don't know. Seriously though, look at this line. That's not a shadow. That's before and this is after. I mean, that's like tremendous results. And what's crazy is this is after pressure washing, degreasing, and scrubbing, trying to clean that up. That was as clean as I could get it. What a difference, man. So definitely way, way better. You can see all that mold and stuff is still up there. I will be getting all of that off, but I really want to leave the rest dirty so that we can see the difference. Now I have a special weapon to bring these things back, to have that glossy finish and be nice and protected. And there's one other thing that I might want to try if we've got enough time. I want to try to clean up this headlight. It looks like somebody might have put like brake clean or something on this. If you've ever put brake clean or carburetor cleaner on a plastic light, it kind of like cracks up like that. I'm not sure what that is. I was going to replace that, but this tool that I have, it might be able to fix this too. So what's this tool, Mike? What's this tool? Well, if you'd be patient, I'll show you. It's right over here. All right, check it out, man. We're over here on the tool table. We've got the Spata Power Tools. This is a cordless car polisher. I've actually always wanted one of these. A small one like this. You're gonna see in a sec. I got it. I've been playing with it. It's right here. SPTA. It's got like a little safety on the side. This was like a not name brand, but this company had like a whole bunch of other polishing stuff, and it's not, I don't know if it's name brand or it's not, it had good reviews is what I'm trying to say, all right? It had good reviews. They definitely, if you're familiar with Milwaukee, they copied the Milwaukee design. If you look at my M12 Fuel, it's like very similar. But I'll tell you what, it's heavy. It feels quality. The motor sounds pretty good. It's got 2 speeds. One goes up to about 3,000 RPMs, and the other one does 8,000 RPMs. Unfortunately, I know some of you are going to be asking, is this battery interchangeable with the Milwaukee? But it is not. Unfortunately, they're different. It would be really cool if it could. So it came with all of these attachments. Just kind of dump them out here. All these like chamois glove, all kinds of different pads, it's got different levels and different size backing pads. And we're gonna use some others just because it's something that I have here. I know this is a good wax. There's a million things that we could use. I honestly just want to see what this does. So I'm gonna put it on one of these pads, probably like a medium or soft pad, and just go to town and let's see what we can do with these plastics. All right, now I'm just gonna do this small area here so we can do like before and see the difference. And if I really wanted to go crazy, you know, I could do like different levels of rubbing compound and stuff. But I kind of just want to see if we can get some decent results without, you know, breaking our back here. I don't know if you guys can see, but it is bringing a gloss back. Most definitely. Whoa, that looks really good in the front there. All right, now I'm gonna come in with this pad and just buff it up. Wow. Now this is a step that you absolutely cannot skip. You need to do the Snuggles mitten. You have to do this. I was not expecting the results to be this good. The shine is so good. They literally look brand new. Look at the glare. And this was only after like 2 minutes. Look at the difference between what's not done and done. I mean, holy crap. And then if you look at the other side, this is the one that was just cleaned up. I got the mildew stuff out of there. I mean, it looks clean, but it has like a flat appearance. It's not glossy. And then you look at this one, look at the difference. There's no reflection in the one, whereas the new one really looks so good. I'm shocked. That took about 2 minutes to do. Granted, that was an easy section, so it's like a nice flat portion. You know, we start getting into all these little details and stuff, it's gonna take more time, but wow. I mean, a couple hours, you could have all the plastics looking like brand new. Now, I do want to go to work on this headlight as well. However, there are sanding discs that I ordered that work with that same tool, and they haven't arrived yet. I thought they were in the kit, but they're not. So I want to wait for those, and I think this is going to take a little bit more time. So because of our time frame right now, I think we'll save that for the next video. Well, guys, I say we end it here on a high note. I'm starting to get really tired, if you can't tell. I am just shocked looking at this plastic, though. I can't believe how good that came out and how easy it was to do. I highly would recommend this tool. I mean, I can't vouch for the longevity of it. It feels like it's gonna last a really long time. It feels great. But as far as usefulness and functionality, this is awesome. The only thing that could possibly make it better is if they had an extension to move out the actual buffing piece. My pop actually pointed that out. I showed it to him and he's like, oh, you're an idiot for buying that. Why wouldn't you get one that can come out further? So maybe they have like an attachment for it, but anyway you look at it, man, I recommend this. So I appreciate you guys watching. There's a lot more to come on the Yamaha Blaster build. I promise we are going to tear this thing down in the next video. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing for more videos like this. Merry Christmas, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.